What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Behind the IQ. You already know what it is, man. I'm your host, Chris. This is my partner in crime, my co-host, Aaron. Yes, we have some breaking news. We have a trade alert. Not a big trade alert. It's not the trade alert that everybody wants. You already know what that's going to be like. We're going to talk about that more later. But we have DeAndre Hunter from the Cleveland Cavaliers getting traded to the Sacramento Kings for Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis. That's
And the Bulls get
and the Bulls
two
get what? Dario Sarge, Aaron?
Daryl Stars and 2 seconds.
Yeah, Dario
One
Sarge
from
and
each
two
team.
two second picks. I mean, we'll see how that turns out for the both, well, all three teams. I don't think it's really going to help Chicago in a major way. Besides those picks, Dario Sarge is, not really in his prime anymore. But it's going to definitely show who's going to be the better team between, Cleveland and Sacramento. But that's like an obvious answer. Sacramento's always going to be a bottom tier team. But I don't know how Dennis Schroeder is going to help Cleveland. They're already guard heavy as it is, but I guess that's going to, help Dennis Schroeder be a second ball handler for them because Lonzo is not really coming into his own. I can see him also getting traded. But Aaron, talk to me and tell me your breakdown on how you feel about this trade that just happened.
Well, one, let's talk about the team that's being aggressive and making the moves because they're supposed to be a championship contender as the Cavs. Getting Schroeder and getting Keon. Keon can run the 2 to 3. They're really buying into Jalen Tyson being their main three guy for the long term future because he's playing great. DeAndre Hunter's having he have a great year, but Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis are going to really help, especially when Darius Garland's hurt because he's really injury prone, or when Donovan Mitchell's off on the bench. Keon Ellis comes in, he brings in that 3 and D that we know he's one of the best defenders. We know he can lock down. Dennis Schroeder, he brings that veteran playoff experience, guy who's been there before. I mean, he's done it in World Cups. He's done it in the Olympics. He's done it in the playoffs. He can go out there, give you 15 and 5. Like he's not. It's not like he's bad. He's actually a pretty good role player, and he can start on a team. So I think it's a great trade, especially trading DeAndre Hunter for good two key pieces. Helps them out in the playoffs. I mean, they obviously needed to do something since they're not really winning at the level they should be. Um, but it's gonna help them out. Like you said, Lonzo getting traded. I like obviously they should be trading him, but nobody wants him. So if he doesn't get traded, he's not going to play because nobody wants him
I
at
can uh,
all.
I can name a team actually that might want him.
Who?
They might want to bring him back home,
Nah,
back in the city of stars, city of angels, man. They might want him.
nah, he's not going to do nothing. He doesn't contribute to a team. He can't shoot the ball. He's nothing good.
I
Not
mean,
going with.
it fits into the Lakers culture perfectly. They already have that same thing right there.
Yeah, I guess so. For the Kings, they get DeAndre Hunter, trade away a second round pick. Um, DeAndre Hunter, when we saw what he could do last year when he got traded to the Cavs, it was a great move at the time. He's playing bad, but I mean the Kings, they're in just they're terrible right now. They're terrible with what they have for the future, everything. Honestly, they're the worst team in my opinion in the league for now, the future, the past, anything. They're terrible. But moving Dennis Schroeder, moving two guards, I hope that maybe now you move into more Neat Clifford minutes. So you drafted this year, you maybe move into your other lottery pick the other year and Devin Carter. Um, Hopefully they can move into those guys, people that were supposed to be able to shape your future. But now you have Zach Levine, DeMar, DeAndre Hunter. You have so many wings, so many forwards that I don't know what you're trying to build over there at the moment. But
Nothing.
and then for the Bulls, I mean, great. They didn't trade away anything, and all they took was Dario Saric's contract. They released Javon Carter, but they got 2 second round picks, which they never get draft capital. So it was a great pickup for them because they want to have a pick this year. They want to build for the future, and they're probably still going to be aggressive towards the deadline with Kobe White, Vucevic. So overall, I want to hear your grades for each team for this trade.
My grade, I honestly just give it maybe just a solid B minus. I was gonna go
Nah,
to B, but solid B minus. I don't think, it really made a drastic difference on both ends. I think Cleveland's still gonna remain the same because they still have their core that they play at the same time, and like you said, Tyson coming into his own, he's going to get a lot more minutes now. I think that was a big reason why DeAndre Hunter got traded for sure. But yeah, I give it a solid B minus because obviously the Kings didn't get any better and they're not gonna,
Yeah.
go on the top just because they got DeAndre Hunter. But Cavs should be okay.
I mean, for the Cavs, I'm gonna see it as an A trade for them. A trade helps them with experience, depth, something they kind of lack. For the Bulls, A plus. I think without giving up anything and getting two second round picks, I mean, I think they won the trade, even though I mean this is good for them. And then for the Kings, I'm gonna give them like a C. I still don't know what they're building, but we still got more trades coming along. And moving on to a trade that happened today, a little tiny one. The Hawks traded Vic Krejci to the Blazers for Duop Reith in 2 seconds.
Oh, that did happen. I saw
Yeah,
I saw the rumor for that, but I didn't know if it was actually going to fall
yeah.
through.
Vic Krejci has been their backup one, backup two type of guard. He's been playing great basketball this year, in my opinion, shooting the ball well, playmaking. He's averaging 9 points, but they traded him to the Blazers, who already have a bunch of guards. But I mean, they get 2 seconds and they get Duop Reith, who's been out or he's out all year. But I mean, maybe those 2 seconds help, and then maybe they're just. I think what they're doing is getting rid of people. So when the draft comes around, they're going to have their own pick, and they'll have the Pelicans pick. Hopefully, they can get like a Darryn or AJ. That's what they want because the Pelicans are really bad, and I think they're just clearing out space for one of those top guys to come
So
in.
it was basically just trash for trash, honestly. It wasn't
Now,
really any.
I wouldn't say trash for trash. I mean, Vic Krejci's a solid role player, and you get 2 seconds, so it's just money moves. But I mean, for the Hawks, I'd give him like a B. I'll give him like a B, B plus, and then for the Blazers, I'd probably give him like a D. I mean, I don't really see what you're moving here. You're getting a point guard, but you already have, especially like you have Drew coming back. You have Drew come back. You have Scoot. You have Shaden Sharp. You have Ryan Repair. You have Damian Lillard. You have all these guards, and then tonight Vic Krejci's a young, promising type of guy to lead your franchise. And then you trade
Yeah,
two
I
seconds.
I haven't even seen Scoot in like 2 years. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he has bad hamstrings.
Mm, that makes a lot of sense. Well, that is the alerts for that we had going on for yesterday. Nothing too major. Everybody's still waiting on the big major trade. You already know
Yeah,
that
and we
one be
got
gone
about 4 days to it.
until 4 days. Is it 4 days? About five, yeah, about 4 or 5 days until the trade deadline. Everybody's waiting for that. So I'm definitely ready for that day. But moving on to another big alert that happened. But Paul George is suspended 25 games for abusing the drug policy. I mean, I don't know what he was taking or what it was. I read the statement on Paul George and what he was saying, that what happened, that transpired. It had something to do with his his mental health, and he tried to voice that many times, and I guess nobody was listening, and he ended up taking something that he probably shouldn't have. He probably didn't know that it was against the drug policy too, because there's a lot of like certain ones that you can't take, but maybe one of the ones that he was given, wasn't good for him. So
Yeah, a little weird issue. I don't really know all the details behind it besides losing a mental health drug or whatnot. But definitely will impact the Sixers as they're trying to make a push into the standings, get higher up, and they want to win the playoffs or like go deep in the playoffs, and they have the team for it this year. Joel's been playing great basketball. We'll talk about that later. But I think with Paul George being out, who was playing good basketball this month since he came back, um, maybe opens up minutes more for Quinn Grimes, Jeremy McCain to come back in the lineup. But then you need sparks from guys like Kelly Oubre to come in, maybe even Justin Edwards to come in and play good ball, play great defense, and shoot the ball, be 3 and Ds.
yeah.
That's what you're gonna want. It's gonna what? Fuck, I can't even say it. That's what you're gonna need
No, I
if
feel
you
you.
want
I
to
mean,
rise up in the standings with these next
it's
25 games.
I'm gonna give you a strong take. I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. Paul George not being into the rotation, not being in the starting lineup. I think they're not better off without him in the future. but they honestly can just win. They can win games without having Paul George. They're
No.
so deep in depth that, I think they're going to be just fine. Missing those 25 games, it's just like Paul George getting injured. It's
Yeah, I
really
mean
no different.
they'll be fine, but it's like that's somebody that they're gonna want. Guy
Yeah.
who has experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but I mean, he'll be back in time for the playoffs. So,
Yeah, I mean I think that's all that matters to them. They still have a Joel Embiid. He's actually been pretty good for them so far, no injuries. Knock on wood, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think they're going to be fine without Paul George. They still have VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey leading the helm, and they still have Joel Embiid and, like you said, Kelly Oubre, Justin Edwards, Quentin Grimes. They're a deep team, you know what I'm saying? His points are replaceable. It's just his impact is probably not replaceable. So
yeah,
it's definitely going to see what the future holds for the Sixers.
definitely some big news, but I believe the Sixers can hold on and keep around like the fifth seed, maybe even get to the fourth seed around this time.
Yeah, what seed are
But
they now?
I believe I want to say they're the sixth seed.
Are they 6, 5, 6?
I
Yeah,
want to
I
say
mean,
six.
they're not doing
But I
bad.
do want to make sure so I'm not like tripping.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're out of the play-in, so for right now. So I mean, I think
They
that
could be a seventh seed right there. Nope, they're the sixth seed. Yeah, they're a
six
game
seed.
and a half above the seventh seed. But I mean, if you think about it, they're only one game behind the fourth seed in
Hmm.
Toronto and Cleveland, who are tied
Hmm.
for the fourth seed, and then they're only 3 games behind the second seed.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely possible.
The East is not as competitive as the West. It's not as a gauntlet, you know. So I think they'll be fine. They can
And
fluctuate through the standings.
yeah, and then the two teams that are tied for the second and third seed in Boston and New York, division rivals. So you play them 4 times a year, so they'll definitely see them a lot more.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Toronto, who's
Toronto,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
bunch
Everybody,
of
do
division
not
rivals.
sleep. Yeah, do not sleep on Toronto for sure.
Bunch of division rivals over there.
Yeah,
But let's get into my MVP coming back finally, and he's not missing the threshold. He just has to play all the games, maybe I think except maybe one.
he can only
Uh,
miss one game.
yeah, it's Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, Nikola
Uh,
Jokic returning in his return, he had 31, 12, and 5 with 3 steals and only one turnover.
I mean, yeah,
31
you
points
saw
on your return, missing for like a month
and minute restriction.
and minute restriction. That says a lot how dominant that big man is over there in Colorado,
Yeah,
man.
I mean they're playing a red hot Clippers team. They come in, you see the impact Jokic brings. They win the game. But the biggest question with Jokic coming back was how would Peyton Watson perform? Right? I mean, Aaron Gordon's out now for another 4 to 6 weeks because of the same hamstring.
Is he
Um,
really?
yeah,
God,
but it was all like how would Peyton Watson perform? And Peyton Watson played well. I think he had 18, 16, something like that. Played well with him, and like I said before, 3 point shot has grown over time, and it got a lot better since last year. So he's able to be that 3 and D when Jokic attracts the double, gets the kick out, gets the one more. You also have Jamal Murray, who's definitely an All Star this year. So Jokic impacts brings a lot tonight, and then tonight they play the Thunder, 9:30.
yeah,
So
big
it'll
game.
be a great game to watch.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I think Jokic looked like he never left. You know what I'm saying? It picked off right where he left off. If it wasn't for those minutes restriction, we probably would have looked at another freaking triple double, at least damn near another triple double. He only had the 5 assists, but like I said, that was off the minute restriction. But what stood out the most to me was that one turnover. Just having only one turnover on your first game back after
First
a
game.
month. You know what I'm saying? Like that shows a lot. That shows his competitive. That shows like just how smart that man is. His IQ is like off the charts. He doesn't turn the ball over as often anyway as it is when even before his injury. You know what I'm saying? But that one turnover definitely stood out to me, especially with the 3 steals. He's still putting effort on the defensive end.
No, he
Um,
definitely plays great defense.
yeah. Well, I
He
wouldn't say great defense, but he plays, good defense.
for his athleticism,
He puts
he does
effort.
his role.
He
But
puts effort.
because of Jamal Murray and Peyton Watson holding it down while he was hurt, I mean, they're still the second seed.
Yeah.
5 games behind OKC, so they play tonight. Maybe can close that gap a little bit. Half a game ahead of the Spurs, but now with Jokic back, and he's gonna definitely want to play the rest of the year. I don't see him losing that second seed,
Yeah.
so good for
I
them.
mean, I can see them losing the second
I
seed. You
mean,
know,
maybe get to the third seed, but they're not getting anywhere out of that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they'll. I already had them a top three team anyway. The only thing that's surprising me is the Spurs, but that's the only team that I can see, over jumping them. Maybe Houston. I don't know how many games far back they are from them.
Um,
Those are the only four teams, I see fluctuating. I think OKC is going to remain at the top seed for sure. Denver would only be the one to chase and get them out of that. But other than that, I like Jokic returning, man. It's gonna show who's the real MVP. Like I said, it's definitely Shea because he doesn't miss any games. I mean, barely. I think he's only missed what, one or two games so far this season. But he's still definitely my MVP. I don't know. I don't know about you.
yeah. Jokic is my MVP, so I don't really care what you say. I mean, I guess we'll see it tonight. We'll see who can do well. Jokic will get doubled a lot. Peyton Washington's going to have this Shea assignment, so we'll probably see how it goes. Hope it's a great game.
Oh, it's gonna be cinema for sure. 9:30 p.m. Man, I got. Where is it at? Is it in OKC or is it in Denver?
Denver.
Denver. Oh, that's tough. But you know what?
I'm gonna
I
take
got Shea
Denver.
MVP, but I like Denver coming out with the dub tonight.
I like Denver. Let me make sure it's in Denver first. Yeah, it is in Denver. I'm gonna take Denver. Denver does have a tough little road schedule coming up.
Yeah,
Because they
all
played
that.
they play Thunder tonight, but then they go to Detroit, then New
Mhm.
York, then Chicago. So little 3 game stretch. But I'm gonna take the Nuggets tonight.
Nuggets. Okay, I mean, I'm right there with you. I definitely agree with you. I definitely like Denver in Denver. But Shea's obviously going to take off. I have Shea dropping at least 35. That
Oh,
should be a nice little stat for him. That should be easy cakewalk for him to get a nice little 30 plus for tonight's game, especially a primetime game. I like it a lot. But yes, Jokic returned 31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals. Man, what a guy. What a guy. Definitely the top two MVP. But moving on, we're going to talk briefly about this Giannis trade rumors, man. I need to
yeah.
know just your whole breakdown and opinion on these trade rumors. Do you think Giannis gets traded? Do you think he doesn't get traded? Do you think he stands stills? Do you like the qualifying teams that are going to offer Giannis trade, or do you think it's all going to just be wishy-washy and flop?
I'm not really buying it. I mean, we've been hearing this for the past couple of years, all this year, free agency, off season, etc. Not really buying it. If it happens, okay, finally, like we'll be happy that we can talk about it. But there's not much to talk about. Um, he says what he says that, or he's willing to get like work
He's
with the deal and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but besides that, there's nothing else to say about it.
Yeah, it's a lot of noise, and it's like the biggest topic in the NBA world right now. You know what I'm
Bunch
saying?
of words, no actions.
Yeah, it's just a lot of words, no action. I just, I think it's either he's going to the West or he's staying home, and you're not gonna see any movement. The only thing that you know points me in the direction of him staying is just the draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Like this draft this year is really, top heavy. I can see them waiting until the summertime and waiting for better offers and, because they want that draft capital for sure. So, once the draft lottery comes out and whoever has like those top three picks, I think would have a better argument and a more aggressive trade offer to, get at Giannis. It's just, these qualifying teams that are trying to offer for Giannis, I just don't really see it moving the needle. Miami, they don't really have anything. What I just see them trading away everybody. You're going to trade away Bam, Tyler Hero, et cetera, and like 5 draft picks, and then Giannis is just coming to a Miami team with nobody on it. So you're just going to have Giannis and Norman Powell. That's not going to win you a chip. Giannis wants to win rings. Then you have the New York Knicks. Are you going to trade Cat? Are you going to trade OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, basically your whole squad, but Brunson with picks, and then you're just stuck there with Giannis and Brunson? That's not going to win you a ring. That's not going to get you over the hump. The only team I see in the East competing for Giannis is Detroit. I like Detroit giving that offer to Milwaukee Bucks. They have a lot of young guys they can offer Giannis. As long as they just keep Cade and Jalen Darryn, they can get rid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? And plus picks. So, I mean, they have a SAR. They can give up the SAR. They can give up Tobias Harris as, money capital. But you're still not going to have the depth. Again, that's going to ruin chemistry. They're already at the top. They're number one in the East. Why make that big trade for Giannis? You know what I'm saying? But it definitely would help. That's just my opinion. Then you have out west. Lakers have nothing to offer unless you give up LeBron, and no one's taking over that contract for a 40, 45-year-old man. Like, that's not happening. Lakers don't really have anything to offer. Warriors, they're probably the best chance to get Giannis as far as draft compensation, because they have the draft picks, they have the players Kuminga, and they have the money with Jimmy Butler's contract. They can add those two, add Moody, add Pods, add picks, and maybe that's like a competitive offer, to go to the Bucks. But even still, I don't see that moving the needle because why would you take over a torn ACL, expiring contract with Jimmy Butler? That's a heavy contract to take on. It would just be tough. Unless someone makes their magic, I honestly don't see Giannis moving. I just see it waiting to the off season, honestly. The only
Yeah, I
thing
don't.
that, only the good news is him offering himself up and saying that I want a new home and I want to build in a new city. That's the only thing that helps the league out.
Yeah, I don't see nobody having a good offer for him at all. Uh, like you said, the Pistons. I don't think that's going to happen because they're not going to trade to a division rival. Um, but I don't see no team trading for Giannis. No team has the right capital for him, unless you're trading your star player. But I don't think a lot of teams want to do that, especially during this time. Not every team has a Nico Harrison on their team. So, but I'm gonna shut down all the trade rumors. I don't think none of it's happening.
Yeah. We think Giannis is staying home, chat. We think Giannis is not even going to move the needle at all the trade deadline, and that's just going to put a bad mood on everybody on Thursday, February 6th. So we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely see what happens. We'll be right here for it when the big news is announced. But like I said, other than that, I just see him staying home.
Stay home.
But Aaron, man, probably one of the best segments of the day. It's what we do at every month. I know it's one of your favorites as well. It's our monthly awards, Behind the IQ's monthly awards. We're going to start with the team of the month, the whole team of the month for January. Give me one team that you think was the best team in January.
Well, I think it's gonna be both of ours, but I think we both gotta go with the Charlotte Hornets. I
Yes,
mean, they're
absolutely.
they're killing it at the moment. Um, not much to say. They're on a 6 game winning streak, ended off
Yeah,
right, beat the Spurs
yeah,
yesterday morning. Um, they had the number one offensive rating. If, in the last like 20 games, or 12-8, had the number one offensive rating, eighth in defense, and they're just putting together right now. They have four great playmakers. They have LaMelo, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, who's been turning it up. Conker Nipple, who's leading the Rookie of the Year race at the moment. Um, they have all those playmakers, guys that can shoot out from deep, go get a bucket, play off the two in the paint, kick out. And then they have the nice bench. They have Colin Sexton who come out there average 15, plays defense. They have Sion James who come out there 3 and D, plays amazing D. He's a Duke boy. Have Ryan Kalkbrenner off the bench, 7'2", can shoot, great rim protection. And then they have their glue guy at center. They have Musa. Moose is one of the best glue guys in the NBA. Him and Josh Hart. He does everything. Takes charges. Has elite rim protections. One of the best offensive rebounders in the game at the moment. They have all the pieces at the moment. They have a Grant Williams off the bench. So right now they're tearing it up, putting everything together. Everyone's bought into the system, and a bunch of people are taking them to get to the playoffs, even win a playoff series. And I'm riding with it. Like, I like it. They're playing much better than teams in the play-in, like the Magic. They're playing better than the Heat at the moment. Obviously, they're playing better than the Bulls. So, they're definitely getting into play-in no matter what. It's just the real question is, can they rise up in the standings? And want to look at the standings real quick. They are,
yeah. I definitely like them beating those three teams that you mentioned:
yeah,
Chicago, Miami, the Magic. I definitely
yeah.
see them. those teams for
Yeah.
sure.
Right now they're 11th because they had a slow start. But when
Yeah.
they have their whole starting five, they barely lose, especially when they have Brandon Miller. I think they've only lost 3 games with Brandon Miller. So, um, or with Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Khan, and LaMelo. They're 14 and a half games behind number one seed, 4.5 games behind the 7th seed. So I mean they're definitely going to get into play in. It's just like over who. Atlanta's the 10th seed right now. Chicago's right there. Miami, Orlando, uh,
What's Charlotte's record?
22 and 28.
So in the East, that's not bad for them to make it.
Yeah, and also they had a slow start. Like I said, they're 12 and 8 in the last 20. They're so what does that mean? They were so
Last
what I said. So what? That's 10
20.
and 10 and 20.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, they're on a tear. Future looks good because also they have a they're gonna have a high pick and one of the best draft classes we've seen in a while. They'll have a high pick, so I mean I like the future for them. And what their coach is building, doing cartwheels in a locker room, they should be
Yeah.
happy.
No, absolutely. I'm definitely going to agree with you on that. Definitely team of the month, Hornets for sure. Like you said, they're on a tear. I like what they're building over there, and their team is deep. They had that slow start only because of injuries, of course. I mean, LaMelo can never stay healthy for a full season. They were missing Miles Bridges for a little bit. Then it's like when they bring back somebody, they end up getting
Losing
another person.
somebody,
Exactly.
but
They
right now they're fully healthy.
yeah,
Would love if they can just all be healthy for the rest of the
right.
year. They'll make some noise. I mean, they're beating teams. They blew out the Thunder, beat the Spurs yesterday. Like they're beating the top heavy teams.
Yeah, blowing out the Thunder I think that's what made me a believer because they blew out the number one team in the league. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, they got their four main guys are all above average playmakers, except like LaMelo, who's obviously one of the best playmakers in the league. They just got smart guys who can all shoot from deep, shoot deep three balls. So spacing's there. They're a screen heavy team, flares, handoffs, on ball screens, back screens, bunch of great off ball movers like Khan and Brandon Miller. So
Yeah,
offense is number one right now in the NBA for sure, and they're moving, man.
yeah. As of right now, as the start of the new year, I definitely see them as the top five offense right now for sure. I mean, I would love to know a stat behind when they're fully healthy on how many games they've won and lost with
Oh my God, I have it. I think it's 17 and 5.
17-5. See, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? That's really not bad at all. 17-5. Ever since they got rid of Michael Jordan, man, you know what I'm saying? They haven't been too bad. Actually made some smart draft choices too. But I like that starting five, man. I mean, you got LaMelo, you got Khan, you got Brandon Miller, you got Miles Bridges, and then you can flip flop out. Either you want to play fast at the big line or you want to play slow. You can go with Calk, big 7'3" from Creighton. And then you got Diabate, and Musa's really nice. I like Musa a lot. The only thing is none of their bigs can shoot. I think that's the only downsides, but
And
not
call from Creighton. Call can shoot if you wanted to.
he can shoot the ball doesn't mean it's going in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can shoot the ball, don't mean it's going in. Look, look, Cockbrenner, man, like he's 7'2" center. Not every big in the freaking league has to be able to shoot a three. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, that's going to spread your offense, but there's still some upside having a big man these days. You still.
Yeah. It says right here that they're 7-1 when their starting five is healthy, but I think that's from a couple days ago. So I think you should add them, but a little more games. They said they're boasting a 25.8 net rating in those games combined. So I mean, obviously a great team. But enough said about the Charlotte Hornets. Definitely talk about them later in the year as they keep thriving. Let's
Absolute
get into player of the month for
player of
the
the month.
East and West.
Okay, okay. Let's start with you. Let's start with the East part. Give me one player of the month from the East.
My East player of the month is Joel Embiid. Fully healthy, averaging 30, 39 and 4, I believe, with stock and a half, maybe 2 stocks, shooting really efficiently. He's just playing good ball, and I've been missing it. I've been missing it. Yeah, He just had 40 and 11 last night.
Yeah.
Um, Other 40-point games, 30-point games. He's just tearing it up. So I mean, that's my East Player of the Week. Nobody was even coming close to him.
Okay. Player of the month, not player of the week. Player of the
Player of
month.
the month. That's what I said. That's what I meant. Who is your East Player of the month?
But for my Eastern player of the month, I'm gonna have to go with Norman Powell.
Norman Powell.
Yes. We don't really get to speak on Miami a lot. You know, they've been flying under the radar, but the way Norman Powell's been performing all season, but even the month of January, you know, he's been taking off. He's over over 20 points per game each game in this month of January. I think like maybe 2 to 3 games, maybe, but he was hurt. So I definitely got Norman Powell as my Eastern Conference Player of the Month. Joel Embiid was definitely a close first, but you know you already took him, so I wanted to give some love to somebody else, especially to a player that we don't really talk about, and on a team that we rarely talk about as well. So Norman Powell, I got Norman Powell as my Eastern Player of the Month for sure.
Okay. And then for move on to the West, my Player of the month is Luka Doncic.
Luka Magic.
Luka, I think he's getting his first
Okay.
one of the year. I mean, he averaged 34, 7 and 9, 2 stocks. He played his best ball of the year so far, shooting
Mhm.
50-40. Um, yeah, he just put in great ball, played above average defense over the month.
Mhm.
Um, One of the only spark plugs of the Lakers, but he's definitely trying to lead that MVP candidacy that he wants to have. And he just put together a great great month. I mean, he's playmaking at an absolute level when getting double teamed at half court, getting double teamed off the screens, getting downhill effectively, drawing fouls, getting to the line, getting his teammates involved, leading the breaks. No one close to him for me, in my opinion.
Okay, I can get around that. I mean, his campaign for January, Luka's been on a freaking killer. Before halftime, this man already has almost damn near triple double. He just
No,
had
he had a triple
on
double.
the other day. So
Yeah. So, who
he's
is
on
your player of the month for the West?
my player of the month for the West is gonna go the man himself, KD. You already know his name. He's Kevin Durant.
KD.
Huh?
KD. Oh, I like
KD.
KD.
If you don't think so, go look at the numbers and argue with your mama because KD is on a tear. Over 20 points per game as well, leading his team. You know, and I think he's leading also the league in fourth quarter scoring right behind Cade, if I'm not mistaken. Um, which is surprising because I've been preaching at this man to, you know, grab the freaking ball in the fourth quarter because nobody else is scoring besides you. Because the game slows down in the fourth, especially against, you
Yeah,
know, top heavy teams. But KD's been on a tear. You know, he's been 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 25,
and
20,
game winners,
and huh?
and some game winners, or a game winner at least.
And some game winners. That's what I'm saying. Like he's clutch.
Yeah.
He's key. He's Kevin Durant. But for this month of January, he's been on a tear, and I really like what he's doing for sure. So he's definitely my player of the month out west
Okay.
for sure. But
Okay.
I want your top five. Top five.
Well, team of the week or team
Yes.
of the month.
Team of the
Keep
month.
saying
Give
week.
me your top five team of the month.
Um,
So we already know your number one is
I'm already gonna have Luca and Joel for
yeah.
sure. I'm gonna throw Shea in there. Shea had a great month. 33, 6 and 6. I'm gonna throw Jamal Murray in there. Um, this is gonna be a lot of guards because the four is gonna play as well as the guards. Jamal Murray helped lead the Nuggets to a positive record, a great record, leading his All Star candidacy. Had multiple games where he had more than 16 assists, four double doubles, multiple 30-point games. Then for my fourth spot or for my last spot, um, it's a toss up right now. Mm, hmm,
No, it's hard.
it is hard because I want to go with Ant, right? But I also want to go with maybe even Kawhi. Donovan Mitchell's been killing it. Uh, but
This is your fourth or this is your fifth?
This is
Your
my
last one.
last. This is my last one.
So name it again. Name your four.
So we have Luca, Shea, Jamal Murray, Joel. And then
Hmm.
for my last spot, I'm gonna go Paolo Banchero. Reason is because
Okay.
he's been disappointing all year, and month of January he really picked it up. Average is 25, 10. Really picked it up this month. He's shooting 50-40 from field goal and three. Um, he was supposed to come in be a heavy. He was supposed to come in be like an all-star starter type of guy, averaging 27, 28. That's what we expected out of him. He's number one pick, and he really struggled this year. But now with Franz out, he was still struggling, but he picked it up this month, winning a couple games. So averaging 25 and 10 on 50-40. I had to go with him.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. He's averaging 25 and 10 for the month of January. Like you said, he's picking it back up. So I can't really be mad at that. I think a lot of our Orlando fans in the chat are probably going to be like, why not Anthony Black? Everybody, that's all I hear. I don't hear anybody from the Magic besides that name. It's like nobody else is on that team besides Anthony Black. I don't understand. But he gets a lot of love because he's killing this year. So I definitely understand it.
Who
But
is
Paul
your
Caro is.
let me hear your team of the week or team of the month. Damn it. Did it again.
No, I got you. So my top five players for the month is Kevin Durant, obviously leading the helm at number one. I got Norman Powell, number two. I got Peyton Watson, number three. I think you'll like that one. I got Jalen Duren, number four. Jalen Duren, whatever you want to say. But I like the way he's been performing this month over, you know, double digit scoring every game this month. And number five, see, I had toss ups. It was between Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, and Nas Reed. Nas Reed's been killing too. You know what I'm saying? Off the bench, he's over here getting double digit scoring as well every game. You can put your head down and rub your eyes and be disappointed, but Nas Reed's been killing. Don't hate. But he didn't obviously take the five spot because Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards. I have him over Joel Embiid. I think Jalen Duran be the only person that I can take out to replace with Joel. It's just the winning. It's not leading to wins for Joel, so that's what changes my mind. I like wins. That's the reason why I watch the games for the team to win. But that's why I got Jalen Duran over Joel Embiid. But yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be
I don't really. I'm gonna disagree with your list. Because I didn't like Norman Powell pick earlier. I don't think he was a top five player in the East at all. He had his worst month. He had his worst month of the year so far.
not this month.
Yeah, he only averaged 20 points this month.
That's what he
Def
averages now.
Yeah, but I mean that's his worst month of the month. I mean he had 25 in November, 25 in December. Now he drops down to 20 in January. They haven't been winning. I wouldn't
They
put him. I
haven't been.
wouldn't put him.
They
I
haven't
wouldn't put.
been the beginning.
They started off great. I would give.
Yeah, the like first 10 games.
I wouldn't put him over Jalen Brown in the East. I wouldn't put him over Paolo, Joel,
Yeah, I couldn't.
Donovan Mitchell.
I couldn't put Jalen. We already had Jalen last month. I can't
That
do that.
doesn't matter. You
I'm
can.
not putting the
That's
same
the.
person
Oh,
again.
see.
You gotta give other players a chance. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I like that you give Peyton Watson props. He definitely deserves it. KD, yeah. Jalen Duren, I mean, he definitely picked it back up from the month of December, so I could agree with that. But that's all I gotta say.
You just want Joel Embiid in there because you have Joel Embiid in there. I can't. I can't be a copycat. I already agreed with you on the Hornets, so you got to take what you can
No,
get.
okay, you're right.
But yes, those are my top five players: Kevin Durant, Norman Powell, Peyton Watson, Jalen Duren, Ed Edwards. And Aaron's top five is Luca. Who else you have? Luca,
Luca, Shea,
Shea,
Jamal Murray,
Jamal Murray,
Paolo, and
Paulo,
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid. Not mad at it. Not mad at it. But what I do need from you is your top five teams of the month.
Top five team. Okay.
Top five teams.
Hmm.
I want to know.
The Hornets number one. They
Yep.
had a great month. Number two, I'm gonna give to Denver.
Okay.
How they thrived without Jokic. Every role player came in and did what they had to do. Big surges. Damn.
Hornets and the Nuggets.
Hornets and the Nuggets. Um. Hmm.
There hasn't been a lot of teams taking off this month. You know what I'm
It's like a
saying?
bunch of teams are like around the same like
Threshold, yeah, exactly.
yeah. Besides those two teams, I'm gonna give the Sixers. They're not the rest is not gonna be in order, obviously.
No, this
But
is no there's no order, so you're
no,
good.
there's an order for the top two, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna give it to the Sixers. They closed out games. Their big three really came together in the month of January with Paul George, Maxey, Embiid, VJ played well, and Jeremy King had a couple games where he came back in. Drummond's still playing great. A lot of games came down to the wire and they picked it up. Sixers would be at three. Um, this
It's
is
hard.
bad.
You
This is
want
bad.
me to give you some names? I'm gonna give you some names.
Like who?
So we got Wolves, got the
No,
Sun, we got the Knicks, you know, some
not
art.
Knicks would never. Knicks would never touch it.
He said Knicks will never touch it. That's insane.
Let me look at the stands real quick. Make sure I don't miss nobody. Just real quick. I'm gonna slide back to Detroit. Retaining the number one seed, barely losing again. And then for my fifth, I'm gonna go with the Suns. They lost Devin Booker, and they had a guy by the name of Dylan Brooks picked it up. They've been killing. They're keeping their little six seed, because they want to make a playoff push. Not something that anybody expected. If you expected that going into the league, you must be from Phoenix. But they picked it up. So that's my top five. I got Charlotte. I got I got the Sixers. I got Denver. I got the Pistons, and I got Phoenix Suns.
Okay, that's not bad.
I didn't like that one.
It's not bad. Like I said, it's hard to choose for this month because everybody's kind of in the same threshold. So everybody's not really outperforming anybody this as of this month. It's really only players. But my top five team of the months. Um, Again, for me, this is no order except for Hornets being solidified number one. But I got Hornets number one. I got Nuggets. I got the Wolves. I got the Suns, and I got Detroit for sure.
Yeah,
So,
little clear consensus.
yeah,
Toronto could have definitely been in there too.
honorable mention for sure.
Honorable mention. But enough of the monthly awards. We'll get back to that at the end of February. We got a little short month.
Yeah,
Um, let's get into college basketball. We may talk about it a little bit.
that big game yesterday, man. AJ versus Darren Peterson.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Break it down for me, Aaron.
First
This your
half,
part.
first half. Darren Peterson still on that minute restriction. He really plays. Doesn't really play the second half at all. He played most of the whole first half.
Yeah.
And it was killing to get in the game. Hit a deep three, got to the way, had a nice little poster.
Mm-hmm.
AJ got off slow, but he came in. In the second half, they led a little comeback down 20 at half, 53-33. But Darren probably outperformed AJ. AJ got doubled off the catch a lot,
Yeah.
so they had less opportunities, but he had more opportunities to play make. Richie Saunders came in, had 33. I already knew he was gonna have a big game. Rob Wright had a big game, but a lot of people saying, "Oh, Darren solidified the number one pick," and I hate when people say that because I think when whoever gets the number one pick, it comes down to fit. It comes down to fit, right? If the Pacers get the number one pick, I don't think they take Darren. I think the Pacers take AJ or Cameron Boozer because they don't need Darren. They don't need a one or a two. They have a lot of people that play that role. They would need a three. They would need a four to solidify Pascal because Pascal's getting old. Um, but it was a good game. Great game by Darren. I'll give him that. I hate to see him on the minute restriction. They have another tough game tomorrow. They play Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't talked about college basketball in a minute. So, last weekend, Kingston Flemings had 42, AJ had 43, Keaton Wagler had 46, Acuff 31. Definitely got to post a mock draft soon. We got to do one of those. You got to do your studying around the time. We got to do one at least every month. Build it up. For college basketball, last or yesterday, Arkansas lost a big one at home, lost to Kentucky. Um, not a good loss at all because Kentucky's not too good this year. Yesterday, Texas Tech
Wait, hold
lost to
up.
UC.
John Calipari lost to Kentucky last night because
Yeah,
he lost to his former team. Damn, that
yeah.
sucks. That sucks.
Texas Tech lost to UCF 88-80.
I
Bad
saw that.
loss because you just beat Houston. Like you can't lose that. I'm looking at the scores right now because Alabama and Florida are playing. I was watching the first half. Bama's losing 7-17. Okay, that game's over. Then we have another game tonight. We have Illinois, Nebraska, top five or top 10 little matchup. But over the span of the week, on Tuesday, we had a huge game. We had a 3 seed Michigan and 5 seed Nebraska. Nebraska's 20-0. Can they keep it up? And they lose by 3 in a
20.
thriller.
They're 20.
Yeah.
Man,
They
go
lost by
Nebraska. There go
oh,
Nebraska.
lost by 3 in a thriller. Nebraska's a great team all around. They have a bunch of guys that play the roles. But Michigan, they all picked up a good win against Michigan State on Friday. So they had a tough week, but they came out team of the week for sure. I mean, they have Yaxel Lindenberg, who's going to be a first round pick for sure. Ellie Cadeau led the way against Michigan State. He had a great game. They played defense. They got the bigs. They got Ade Mara, who could be a first round pick too, 7'2", 7'3". I mean, they just got the guys. They got the guys they need over there. A fast paced team can play defense, can shoot the ball, and they don't force shots, and they get shots up, and then they're a great rebounding team too.
No, absolutely.
So, um, Arizona played BYU earlier in the week. Beat beat BYU. BYU tried to come back, almost had the game winner chance, and Rob White lost it again. It was close, but Arizona's still undefeated. Looking at the rankings though, not much has changed lately besides Purdue losing and losing and losing.
Purdue sucks.
Yeah, Purdue didn't have a good January because they lost to UCLA. They lost their last 3 games of January. Lost to unranked UCLA, lost to Illinois, and then lost to Indiana that ended out. It's not something they should be doing, but
Yeah, they didn't
that's
have a good they didn't have a good month in December either.
no, they didn't lose in December
They didn't lose in December.
or November. No,
Are you sure? I think they lost in December. Pretty sure I saw
no.
lost in December.
Oh, they lost 1 game to Iowa State, which is
Yeah.
not a bad loss. That's not a bad loss. But that's basically it for college basketball. March Madness is around the corner. Conference championships around the corner.
Yeah, we
February
got
is gonna fly
March
by.
months, man. We got March Madness next month. That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. And mock drafts.
Yeah, I definitely got to fill out that bracket to share with the chat on how they feel about our bracket.
Oh, we would have to do that, huh?
Definitely, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, I want to get back to this Darren Peterson, AJ. I definitely want to talk about that because I think people would love to hear our insights on, you know, the draft order between those two because those are obviously the solidified two players that are going to go 1 and 2. Um, but like you said, it's definitely the fit for sure on who's going to go first. Darren is still smaller than AJ. AJ 6'9", Darren 6'5". I definitely think that comes into an account on who's going to get picked first. But also, I don't think last night's game really solidified who the number one pick is now. They think just because Darren won, that now he's the number one pick. Just because AJ lost and he didn't really have a great game. He didn't have one of his best games, but he was also getting the whole kitchen freaking thrown at him. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have no wiggle room to even get any shots off and feel comfortable and get into his own rhythm. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely doesn't drop his draft stock at all. I think he's still within the top two range of getting picked. But Darren Peterson's, I think he can be the best player in the draft. That's just my opinion. I
No,
really like, he has a
he's
better.
definitely a best scorer.
Yeah, I was just about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because he has a better shot. Like his shot's a lot more consistent than AJ. So I definitely see why people can think that he's the best in the draft. But AJ's still 6'9", long, lanky, and athletic.
7'2" wingspan. But
Exactly.
I think the conversation of who's the number one pick has to come down to when we figure out who has the number one pick.
Yeah,
Because teams can
definitely,
make trades to make fits.
definitely.
Trade deadline's coming up, so you can't say who's going to be number one pick, especially right now.
Yeah,
AJ 6'9" with 7'2" wingspan, and he plays tremendous defense, can block shots off the backboard, do anything, rise up over anybody. Darren Peterson can move his feet too, scores the ball at will anytime he wants, but he's 6'6". So when you get a team like the Pacers who could get the number one pick, they don't need guards. They want a three because Benedict's probably going to leave. Aaron Nesmith could leave, and he's a two. So AJ's a perfect fit over there. Karen Boozer's a perfect fit over there because they need bigs. Um, if the Wizards get a number one pick, I think they go AJ too, because you drafted Trey Johnson last year. He's a two. You just traded for Trey Young, so Darren's not going to fit over there. Um, Now a team like the Bucks get a number one pick. Now that's a toss up. Who do you want? Um, the
they can go
Nets,
either or. They can go either or.
yeah, the Nets. Like it depends. Are you going to trade Michael Porter Jr.? And if you do, you take AJ because you drafted Jaeger, and Jaeger's been playing well recently. But maybe you just want Darren over him, and Darren's fine. Like I think it's a toss up who gets number one pick, and that's something you can't decide right now at all.
Just comes down to fit, man. Just comes down to
Comes
fit.
down to fit. Because in any draft class, will these two be number one? I
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But we're gonna get to our favorite segment of each episode. You already know what it is, man.
the cue of the day.
Cue of the day, my guy. Cue of the day. So it's going to be my cue today. So I got to ask you the tough question. You asked me a tough one last episode, but I held my own. I think people liked my top five besides not having Giannis in the top five. And for the ones that are wondering, the only reason why I didn't have Giannis in the top five is because the career is not finished yet. I don't want to put a player in there. The career is not finished, but that's just me. But Aaron, my cue today for you is pretty similar to the last episode. But what I want to know is who is your top five centers of all time?
Okay. I was gonna ask you this last time too, right?
Yeah.
Instead of power forwards, but centers. For centers, like you could look at Bill Russell, you could look at Wilt, but I hate doing that. And I don't call it disrespecting, but
It's not disrespecting their dinosaurs. They played in 1950s and
no,
19.
it's not that. It's just like the
They
skill
don't count.
level. Like if you were tall, you were killing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and you can watch the film on it. There's nothing special that they were doing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave them out,
Yeah, please.
in my opinion.
Okay, please. Thank you.
At number one, I gotta put Kareem.
Kareem. Oh,
Um,
yes, sir.
38,000 points, 6 MVP, 6 rings. Um, Skyhook, he definitely does defensive anchor, can rebounded efficiently, and got rings. With the Lakers, with the Bucks. Did what he had to do. He played till he was, I believe,
40.
41, 40.
41.
So, I think it was 41 on the Lakers. At my two, let's see. So we have Shaq. Um, we have him. I think at your two, you got to go Shaq. Um, wins. My fault. Got MVPs, Finals MVPs, rings with the Lakers. Dominant with the Magic to start his career. Then he went to the Heat, won a ring with D Wade. Then his career, you know, went down after that. But he was probably the most dominant center we've ever seen. Due to size, 7'1", 300. Um, I
Yes.
mean,
That's a big man, dude. That's a big man. Okay, so you got Kareem number one, Shaq number two. You need three more.
ooh, okay. Um,
If you don't
because
say,
now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta run through. I'm gonna go Shaq in my three. I'm gonna go Hakeem in my two.
Okay, I was about to say if you don't say that man's name, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, the thing about Hakeem, I believe, is he's better than a lot of people think. He's better than a lot of other people, like Shaq. I'm gonna put him over Kobe. Um, yeah, you can say what you want, but I think Hakeem had the most, if not the one of the most, if not the most dominant season of all time. It was 93-94. Won an MVP. won a DPOY, won a ring. He
Why
won
you
those
gotta,
two rings.
why you gotta take shots at Kobe? What did Kobe do to
I'm
you?
not. I'm just like
You
that's
just
just my
gotta
opinion.
trade. Just say Kobe. Like out of all the
Anyways, because he's right around that area. Uh, Hakeem, probably one of the best defensive players and of all time. He had great hands, could block shots at the rim, great rebounder, great scorer. Definitely the best, or he's probably the third best offensive center of all time. Um, Definitely the best footwork I've seen from a center, and I love just watching him. He's nice with it.
yeah, yeah,
Like he was skilled. Like certain people in the '90s were good, but they weren't skilled. He was skilled.
yeah.
But he was dominant for sure. So he's my two. Shaq on my three. At my four, I'm going Jokic.
Okay,
And I think Jokic has the ability to climb up to two, for sure. Maybe
more
to
accurate.
pass to pass Kareem, that's hard, but I think if Jokic gets to six MVPs, which is like for sure a possibility due to his play style and not having being athletic like that, I think Jokic could get one. He's that type of guy to be like if anybody in the league's able to get there, I think it's Jokic. Um, but three MVPs, a ring, runner up twice, All NBA team for the last like 6 7 years. Um, like I said, won a ring, Finals MVP. Leading the decade, I believe, in points, assists, rebounds, steals. He's just dominant. One of the smartest players we've seen. So that's my four. Bless me.
Bless you.
I've been waiting for that one. Oh my god,
Bless you.
I was waiting for it. At my five, now the fifth spot's a hard one, and I'm just gonna give it to the Admiral.
Yeah, I was
At
about
the
to say,
five,
please,
I'll just give it to the five.
please don't put no nips.
But yeah, my number one. So my number one is Kareem, 38,000 points, six rings, six MVPs, a killer, skyhook, rebounding specialist, defensive specialist. At my two, I got Hakeem, 93 94 seasons, one of the best seasons of all time with a ring, MVP, DPOI. Averaged three blocks a lot. I think he is the blocks leader of all time. Some of the best footwork I've seen. Third best offensive center, in my opinion. At three, we got the most dominant center of all time. It's Shaq. Uh, Rings MVPs, Finals MVPs with the Lakers, dominant in Orlando, won a ring with the Heat. At my four, we got three-time MVP, one-time finalist, Jokic, and he definitely could raise up to the one spot if he gets three more MVPs, which he can due to athleticism that he does not have, and his play style, one of the smartest players we've ever seen. And number five, I got David Robinson. So
I like it. I like
that's
it.
my five.
That's not too bad. You took a little longer than I expected you to do for your top five. I thought
I
it was,
had to think.
huh?
I had to think because like these Q of the days are off the dome. So
Yeah, no. I thought it would just be easy because there ain't many top five like
yeah, but when you got to put them in order, like it gets
yeah.
a little
No,
hard.
sure. Only person I would take out, which it would be hard, but like I said in my last video,
Yeah. Go ahead and stop talking.
it's just because Jokic just hasn't finished his career. Because I think he
Yeah.
could be number one, so I don't want to put him at number four, number five when he can be better than all those players. You know
But
what
then if I ask you your top five point guards, you're not gonna say Steph.
I'm saying? All right, touche.
Like,
You got me on that one. That was a good counter. That was a good counter. I see what you did there. That was a good one. I like that. All right, now
or if I'm who's your best small forward? You're not gonna say Braun. Like
no.
that's such cap. Like, anyways, but that's about it for the episode.
Yes, sir. That's gonna wrap things up, man. We're gonna tune in to the next episode. That should be dropping also very, very soon. This one's gonna drop for you guys later on today. Just be on the lookout. Turn on your post notifications if you guys want to be notified when we do drop the episode. So make sure you guys turn those on. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. The thumbs up button is just right there. It takes 2 seconds to press it. Just go ahead and hit that thumbs up and like button for us, please, please. It definitely helps our videos to, grow more and get out there more. It definitely helps. So click that like button for us. Also, hit that subscribe button for us too. It's right there next to the like button. It's just 2 clicks. You guys doesn't take a genius to press 2 buttons. But yes, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You guys already know what it is. I'm your host, Chris. This is my partner in crime, my co-host, Aaron, and we will catch you guys in that next episode, man. You already know what it is. Yes,
Sir.
sir.